Okay, this is going to be my first video. I'm going to be playing Kerbal Space Program, the demo version in this case. I'll be getting the full version soon, but before I upgrade, I wanted to show you me flying to the moon with the demo parts, landing and coming back safely. So, let's launch. Okay, it might be a bit laggy until we get rid of the first stage, but that's not going to take too long. The fuel from the first stage fuel tanks is feeding into the central stack, which means that these two sets of 6 fuel tanks are going to be drained before this starts draining at all. So here we are on our way to the moon. I have the vectoring engines underneath here. The whole ship has only 2 ordinary SAS units and 1 advanced SAS unit. All the actual stability comes from the struts, which eliminate wobbling, and the vectoring engines here. I have the sound turned off to make sure that my voice can be actually heard. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. Alright, it looks like we're heading up nicely. We'll be out of the thickest part of the atmosphere in about 3 kilometers, which 2 kilometers now. And then I think we'll slowly start turning our ship for entering our orbit. Okay, and we start turning now. Okay, and we'll keep it here, about here, until these sets of fuel tanks finish draining. I've tested this ship out several times and it can get me to the moon and back safely very easily, provided I don't make any mistakes in the process. Okay, get rid of that. Goodbye. Here we go. Now, the engine in the center actually doesn't have a fuel stack attached. It takes its fuel from this set of stacks. Okay, and we should turn a little more. This looks like it's wrong, but it's actually more fuel efficient to turn your ship before you get out of the atmosphere instead of heading up the whole way and then turning. So now we just keep an eye on things, make sure nothing goes wrong, and wait for the orbit. This set of fuel tanks should get me into orbit and allow me to start my transfer to the moon. This set will let me finish the transfer and actually slow down for the landing most of the way, and then this engine will allow me to finish the landing along with the RCS units and RCS fuel here and actually get me home. The wings, of course, will act as my landing legs, since in the demo version there are no actual landing legs. Okay, and we can actually slow down our burn a bit and adjust our heading to get into the orbit a little bit more efficiently, since we are doing pretty okay here. Okay, this is the orbital map, and all the way out here we have the moon, or moon. Actually, I'm going to speed myself up a bit more. Okay, what was that? That looked like something got damaged there for a second. Well, whatever. Let's just keep going and hope that everything works out. Yeah, you can see here we have plenty of struts to keep things nice and stable, since the only actual connection between the top part of the ship is this place here. We need lots of struts to keep things stable between these two parts. Okay, and we're almost into orbit now. Okay, we're gonna slow down a bit, make sure we use our fuel efficiently. We shouldn't have any trouble with that, but it's best to be safe all the same. Okay, we want to head as close to 90 degrees as possible. Okay, and we have a periapsis here. We want to get this above 70 kilometers so that we don't slow down in the atmosphere. That will mean we have achieved a stable orbit. Okay, let's slow down and wait till we're a bit closer to the apoapsis here. Speed up time a bit. Okay. I'm going to try to get my orbit above 150 kilometers just so that we can warp time forward at a decent speed when we need to. Yeah, it lags a bit when you slow down time quickly. Needed to turn my engine on a bit there to get my ship turning at a decent speed since it's rather large. Okay. This stage is actually pretty okay since it's made up of entirely of vectoring engines. The next one only has 1 out of 4, so it might actually be a bit harder to maneuver, at least at full power. Okay, apoapsis, we want to push that out a bit. Okay, let's say 250, 300 kilometers. Okay, that will do nicely. Now we'll speed up time and push out this side out to the same distance. Of course, in orbit you are always adjusting the opposite side of your orbit, so you have to take that into account when maneuvering. This here shows the direction we're traveling in, and we'll see what the indicator for the direction opposite to the one in which you're traveling looks like. It has an extrude like that, and this of course shows the direction away from the launch site, and the one with the circles shows the direction towards the launch site. Okay, and it lags a bit again. Okay, I have to turn my engines on a bit here so that I can turn my ship, but other than that it should be relatively easy since we should have plenty of fuel left. Okay, so we have half tank left. That allows us to make a start on our transfer orbit and get us a nice high orbit, of course, around Kerbal. Okay, let's turn the engines on for a bit. We want to get this stable